Okay, so guys, still going to continue on with Tales of Arise as I actually gotta get moving.
I think it's safe to rest here now.
So last time we actually defeated the pretty much a mastermind behind a little shadow, a little darkness that dwells within this game, and that was pretty dang dark. That was pretty dang dark. One of the henchmen of Duhalim pretty much betrayed, and he was the one behind the hollowing of Dennis in this game, and we destroyed him, and now we're off to where's that place? Mahak Sar. So yesterday, actually the day before yesterday, I actually did an off-screen quest hunting. So I actually had what I had to do, I had to destroy some of the Giganta monsters or Zugos, and I defeated Relentless Charger, and I actually get to destroy this great dragon, to where they actually had to put the bounty on the list. And then there is actually one quest. Actually, no. There is actually one quest in Tresil the Highway where I'm going to defeat this gigantic monster, Dohalim big game hunter, but I'm gonna do that later because something tells me I am a little underprepared, and then I'm actually a little underleveled. So gotta go and destroy this enemy as when I'm actually feel like I'm ready to take that dude on. So yeah. Anyway, let's just get to the next dungeon and see what that dungeon is like.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter.
Oh boy.
If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
What could this be?
Alright, I guess a bit of a warm-up would wouldn't be so bad. Wow, seriously?
Get in, get out! Nothing gets by me!
Raging Storm!
Ow.
Raging, they rush you!
I haven't used this for a while, and then what did I just learn now? Actually, hold up. Oh, Eternal Devastation. Let's actually use that.
You gotta jump for cover, okay? In the wind! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Oh wow, is that a 2 kill at
My
one?
fists are crushing it out there!
Oh. Oh, there it is. Yeah, just know that I am also not gonna find all the owls in
Maybe
the game.
something's going on in the forest.
There's something in the water.
Oh?
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond, and it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
And
You
as far
must
as
not
I
be
know,
familiar
there are
with
also.
fishing if
actually,
this
never mind.
sounds new to
Actually,
you.
never mind. I'll
Here,
talk about it.
let me show you how it's done.
Alright, so fishing.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this. Ha! Reel it in. We can get a good meal out of this fella.
We can make a real feast out of this bad boy.
Huh, skilled angler.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
Ooh.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I
Yep.
was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay.
Hmm.
You're still not done fishing yet? Boring.
You need patience to fish.
So each fish actually has a different button command to lure in. So down and bass is X. Just keep pressing X X. Meanwhile, pawn tailbite is X. Then triangle. Then hawksbill is other way around. Triangle X.
I hope we
triangle
catch something
X. I believe.
decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this.
The man say catfish. All right.
Ha! All right.
I guess there are some of them that are too big, then you actually need some trick to catch. And I'll take it that Kisara is the only one
Well,
who can fish.
that wasn't much of a challenge.
That went pretty well.
Seriously? Yeah, I'll just catch more fish and then see.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Oh.
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
Huh.
She
Wow.
really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought, after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Actually, I just remembered that I actually still have some unclaimed DLC, so I'm going to do just that. Awesome.
There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Actually, no.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him.
You
know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
See you tomorrow. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Wonder, Rick, I guess if we make our way, then we'll eventually get all this Arsenal Shell, Dragon Flame Sack, and Astral Crystal, and so on, right? Hopefully it does, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a cattle, right? and it looks like those materials are should be are asking for you to get at the very highest quality. Or
Something feels odd here.
High tier, I should say.
Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
Seriously?
This sure
More
is
skid?
one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Not today!
Tiger Blade! I'm so good with airborne
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly. This one's mine.
You're mine!
Shield and do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Mass devastation was not an Earth type.
You're quite the
Was not an
gunslinger.
Earth.
I have to be, in this
Elemental
world.
world.
Don't worry.
I thought it was.
I've got your back.
I guess the. Oh.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art! When he slows down, that's our chance!
Tiger Blade! It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
You're mine! Blast the jump!
Take this!
I don't recall them being too fast, to be completely honest.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the bubbling to me!
Can't get out of this!
Piercing
Double Demon Fang!
by the power
Take
of
this!
water! Hero Gemini Aqua!
Stardust!
Dance in the wind!
Look sharp!
Rising Sun!
In a vine?
Horizontal Flash! Dance in the wind!
Oh, that should do it. Wolves and monkeys. What about them? I don't think they're exactly the monkey type, right? Ow. Ow.
No further! Stardust! You're finished! Double Demon Fang!
Ow.
Tiger Blade! Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
Cruel Crusher. Okay. You are the... Oh, so finally, this is kind of like the, whatchamacallit, the R-Sphere in Tales of Vesperia, Tales of Vesperia.
I sense a strange power from this.
That took more energy than I expected.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Yeah, with that in mind, let's actually defeat some of these enemies along
I've got
here.
a really bad feeling about this.
I forgot to set the art for the spear.
Shattering
pieces!
Ready to go!
Flying freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Oh, we're not
Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Now we're never. Oh no! Eternal devastation! Plasma!
Do it! Dohalim!
All yours, Kisara!
Lightning! Falling storm! Natural energy! Laser blade! Tiger blade!
Rising Falcon!
Terminate frenzy!
Damn it!
Auto squall!
Stardust!
Here! Make it rain!
Oh, really? With the death sword?
Here I come!
Make it rain! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Not a chance! Rising Falcon!
Going in!
I'm all stuffed up!
Here I come!
Raging
You're
storm!
finished! Eat this!
This one's mine!
Eternal Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
With this, I can become even stronger.
Mango double demon man goes right here. Did I learn Mega Swing Thrust? I did, but it doesn't have the flaming edge skills yet.
What's with that shining? We're in for a long slog with this one.
No further.
This one's It's a duel of the
Oh. I forgot to actually go for the aerial attack as well. I don't have that much, but still.
Get behind me!
Hear my call!
Damn it! Too fast! Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Oh, I find an explosive ring. Oh, Rhino Road.
This is looking good.
Hey, leave the enemy's arcs to me!
No complaints here.
Hear my call!
This one's the end.
I never miss!
It's over. Flashback shock.
What's the secret to being as strong as you?
You're pretty fierce on your own.
Well, maybe. But I've still got a ways to go.
I thought you more defensively minded.
Defense via threat elimination.
So the best defense is a good offense.
Here, let me help.
Seriously?
Here I come.
Going in.
It's over.
Here's the eagle confiscated.
Tiger Blade! Make it rain!
Kitara, frozen.
Hammer!
Nicely done.
All thanks to you.
Bronze and
Can't
ready.
get out of sight.
Here's the eagle. Tiger Blade, render. Lion
Sword
power.
Lane Alpha.
Here, let me help. Now, first
Kitara. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
I need to be stronger.
Oh, Tempest Stone. That just leaves which of the two flaming edge skills for Alpha? Incineration Ring. And what else? Oh, just an Incineration Ring. Alright. Yeah, even to this day, I still have no idea how
It's
all
so
these
hilly around here.
flaming edge skills will
I
be
can feel my
learned.
feet
Is that from
getting
leveling
blisters.
up, or is it for battle scores?
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me.
Burn in hell.
You see this coming?
Take this.
Man, gale.
They've got flyers.
I've got this. Let a marksman
Feeling
handle it.
gale. All yours.
Seriously,
The
game?
enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that. This one's mine. Lightning! Going in! Crazy cascade! Here I go! Do it! Dance!
Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclone. Did it.
Yeah! Nice technique!
Oh, too shy to come over. Mind if I do?
Here, let me help!
Lightning!
It's over.
Seems about right to me.
tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
You picked the wrong fight. Here I come. Slap the shock.
May 1,000 kills tear you to shreds.
Rising to
That's my cue.
Shut him down. Searing gale. You're mine. Eternal devastation. It's over. Demon Fang.
Now where was
Here I come.
And just like that, I'm back in here. Start by holding the front line.
Time to...
Sooner
Let it
said
rip.
than done.
Here goes. Sword Rain Alpha. Try this.
I think the enemy's getting desperate.
Got them where we want them.
Don't give your hands up.
These little ones are
Crap.
hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more.
I got it.
Got what?
I can chop up vegetable scraps and use them in the seasonings.
Should've known that's what it was gonna be about.
Out of our way!
Oh yeah, they are pretty agile. I think them up. I think that much.
It's over. Take this. Eat this.
Raging Cascade! Dance in the wind! This one's mine!
Prepare to be sealed, though, at least once. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing!
You're finished.
Gemini Aqua! Lightning! We breathe in on! Ice Tornado! Tiger Blade! Lion Howl! Who's next?
You're stronger than any Renan soldier I've ever met.
They don't just let anybody have a place in the Royal Guard.
Indeed. So I see.
Double Demon Fang.
Can't get out of
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting off?
Tiger Blade!
Demon Fang. Double Demon Fang.
Tiger Blade! A freezing
Rising
storm!
Falcon. You're mine.
Ice Tornado! Wind Tiger Blade!
Burn.
the earth throbs in pain.
Into the shadows!
Stardust.
Banana
Rising Phoenix.
Crap.
Air thrust! Black Astro dance in the wind! Air thrust!
It's over.
Now! Shield! Go for it! Prepare to crumble! With this, I can become even stronger!
Okay, I could sworn I saw a treasure chest, but where the heck? There it is.
This'll make...
Don't leak mantle.
us even more formidable.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking?
Hi, Hoodle!
You're mine!
Going in! I never miss! Here goes! Raging Champion! Make your play! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Well done!
Take this! It's over!
Free Blade! Tiger Blade!
Lion Howl! This one's all mine!
Make it red! Gleam!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! This one is mine!
And that's also new, that dual finisher.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured,
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
This one is mine. Not in your dreams. Here's the
Right here. I got it.
Take this! Not today!
in the sky is mine.
Look sharp.
You're mine! It's over!
Do it! Cascade. Get toasty.
Burn strike! Not a chance!
Leave the
Rising Falcon!
by the power of Tiger Blade. Mega Ray.
Here I come! Blast the shock!
Lightning Lord. Tiger Blade.
Searing Gale!
Lightning
Here I come! Demon Fang!
Switch top.
Prepare to be shield.
I'll heal you all. Here goes. Raging
You're
Cascade.
mine! Blast the shock!
Tiger Blade. Art expert coming through. I'll be saving this one. What did I do?
We've turned the tables on her.
There are still more left.
Right! No time to hold back! Rising Speed!
Make it rain.
I'm not done!
Looks like it could be worth something.
We're in for a long slog with this one.
I never miss.
This one's mine.
Tiger Blade. Freezing storm.
Rising Falcon! Burn!
Tornado. Thunder Blade.
Take this! You're finished!
Look sharp. Do it. That's it. Shion.
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
Think we overdid it?
Here I come!
Not by a lot.
You're finished!
Carry you to drive.
Blast the shock!
Ray. Nail.
Soda!
Do it.
Kizaru! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Strike.
Sword and shield!
A classic combination.
There.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I'll do my best.
You're mine!
In the wind.
Ah!
Not on my watch.
Eternal devastation!
Raging
Here I
Cascade.
come!
Mega Ray.
You're finished! Eternal devastation!
Going in. Gemini Aqua.
Rising
We
Falcon.
natural it. Up and out. Let's go. I never miss.
Here I come!
Radiant
Here, make it rain.
Red out. Astral energy. Full throttle.
Now this one's all mine! Rising Falcon!
By the
Piercing roar.
Double Demon Fang! Blast the shock!
Make it rain.
Kizaru! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Strike.
Looks like we came out on top.
We just need to make sure we stay there.
Right. And without totally overdoing it.
Huh. Seriously? Really now, game? At the cost of 33, all that? Seriously?
An opponent like this should be easy. Blast the shock!
This one's mine. Ice tornado.
Down. You're off.
Rise and red.
You picked the wrong fight!
More where that came from.
This one's mine.
Eternal devastation!
Lunar Tiger Blade.
Make it rain.
All yours, Kisara.
Don't worry, I've got plenty to go around.
Eternal devastation!
Instant. Lightning raging cascade.
Mirage!
Steel. Let's get you all out of the way. The power to create magic is raw. Freeze right away. Sweet dreams. Radiant pierce.
You're most comfortable at a range, aren't you?
I'm not really built for close quarters combat.
Nor am I. Don't worry. I'll help you keep away from it.
Here I
Make it rain!
Kitara, frozen.
Hammer!
Alright, 2 kills. I'll take that.
I need to be stronger.
Let's dispose
I
of
think I
this
should have actually
trash.
go for the chain link concept.
Try harder! Can't get out of this!
Time to shine.
You're mine!
Lunar corruption. Force. Samurai Aqua. Firmament Ranger.
Rising Phoenix!
By the power of blade.
Here I come!
Arrow Squall.
You picked the wrong fight!
Piercing roar!
You're mine! It's over!
Vanquish
You're
Burn.
not done!
A freezing storm. Watersnake Wing. Divine Strike Tornado. Riot Power. If it's in the sky, it's mine. Do it. Astral Energy. Full throttle.
You require
Wing.
I still got a ways to go! An opponent like this should be easy. No further! You're finished!
I'm gone. Don't mind if I do. Gemini Aqua.
You're
I never miss.
It's over!
Up and at 'em. Let's go. Searing Flame.
Soda!
Hands in the wind.
Rising
Field.
Falcon!
You want this?
Slap the shock!
Magic Command. Crossblade.
Do it! Ringwell!
Frozen.
Hammer!
Nicely done.
All thanks to you.
You picked the wrong fight!
Dance in the wind. Sleep now. Here goes.
Make it rain!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help.
Light up the dark!
It's time escape. Hey.
It's over!
Good to know my training is paying off.
This might be some decent equipment.
This is a cloak, so I get that image for, yep.
Anything that makes battles
For
easier is
rebound.
okay by me.
Am I going to the right place?
Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
Mount Dihara Bridge? Oh, okay, that's not the right place, so...
This one's mine. Dance with the wind. Air thrust. I'll heal you all.
Mind freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Fiona, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
You're mine! Blast the shock!
Make it break! Here's a nut frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done! Into this one!
All back to you.
Tear you to shreds!
Eternal devastation!
Now!
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Vanquish
This one's mine.
Blast the shock!
This one's mine.
Take this!
Make it break.
I don't recall Plasma Shot was being like that. It's just, if anything,
here.
if anything, for Tales of Greatest F, Plasma Shot was actually somewhat more closer to Sword Rain Alpha. Oh well. Oh, more of these dudes.
Like moths to the flame.
Ready!
Take this! It's over!
My watch!
Oh crap, this one.
Whoa! Hey! Going in Feel!
Not today!
I'll be saving
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
The enemy wields arms too.
We'll soon see about that! Now! I'm all set! Where are you going?
Well, I'll take you all on.
Oh, hey, Guitarra, that's awesome. That's good.
Flares and Molotov.
Radiant Spear!
Take this!
Crescent
Blast
Moon!
the shock!
Glacial Spear! Tiger Blade! Flame Blade!
Demon Fang!
Wall!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Lightning Circle!
Now I can let loose! Here I come!
Won't mind if I do!
It's over! Blast the shock!
Tiger Blade!
Stardust!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Lightning Try this!
Whirling Circle!
Infernal Torrent! Demon Fang! One more! You're mine!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Seriously? No treasure? Seriously? Game? Yeah, someday I really gonna eat yeah, one day if I do the off-screen farming, I would definitely gonna eat a food that actually increases, you know, rare ore to come out, or at least increase the number of the ore, increase the number of that increases the drop of ore.
Great, now I'm hurt and dirty.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Wow, someone sure is
Now
good at
that you
killing the
mention
moon.
it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being an... Forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Oh boy. Finally.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
Oh.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be.
Sounds quick to catch.
Mahagsar's
I'll admit
capital,
that.
Niaz, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
What?
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
Wait, we have the Sephiroth Azeroth is stood even in the Bandai Namco series. Good God Almighty.
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the?
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Oh yeah, we're fully restored. Alright.
Take this.
Wow, this dude ain't messing with you. Good God Almighty. Oh my God.
Who the hell are you?
What?
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Enjoy.
Here, let me help. Ready. Look sharp.
Now I can let loose.
How about this?
Double demon pack.
I said that's also Tiger Blade. For real. And I'm not saying Kisara's Tiger Blade's fake or anything, but you know.
Try harder. Not a chance.
Raging storm. Look sharp. One more. Tiger blade. By the power, this one's mine. Crescent moon. Mega ray.
Denied!
Try harder.
Seriously?
Going in!
Demon pack. Double kill.
I could have sworn I could have sworn that attack is chargeable. I mean, dodgeable.
You can show me your strength. Sword Lane Alpha.
By the power of water.
Severing Wind.
Take
Feeling Gale.
Crescent moon. Let's get you all tucked away. This
It's too much. Demon pack. Okay, here I go. Double demon.
Did you just heal me?
I need you, remember?
Ow.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die.
Wow, nice shot in the eye.
Oh? A wretch like you?
Oh, snap.
Till next time.
Yeah, he's basically like a Sephiroth in Final Fantasy series. I can see that.
Wake up, please.
Alfin?
Shion.
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey.
OEXP, do I put only the... Actually, hold up. I guess I could go for this. Attack element of attack increase when at the near death. Okay, that should do it for now.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danon legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danans and Renins, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renins here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renin astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renins can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Huh.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shiona's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renins like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renins!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Wow. Actually, let's save here once. Just to be safe.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
Okay, caught in time.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're Alphen, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quiet.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If
Shut
so,
your
then...
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Whoa. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Huh.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you knew that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Bayfon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
once one of your friends, Hootle?
I get the feeling Deadeye signed up to be a rebel so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niaz, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niaz is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
Okay, seriously? One more skit?
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicent once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
Bard, that's for sure.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
Oh, finally.
Not this way, I guess.
Oh, there's the...
I wonder if something happened.
Oh?
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
Huh?
I will when you do.
It's like a found. But oh well.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
Where can I get all this? Maybe it's for the next, for the heart spherical, for all this heart spherical astral crystal and heart spherical shell.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Oh, that's all I'm gonna do. Oh, lemon gel.
Did we really just spend that much money?